Hello, and welcome to the Weird Canadian.
So while this is downloading, we'll just go over why this is such a big deal right now. So at the moment, there was a lot of news around AI, um, OpenAI, with their plan $500. Sorry, 1 second. 500 billion micros billion with the US. There was news around yes, this project started. Um, So what the goal was is to like build AI in-house in the United States, and this was a bill that was passed for OpenAI and the US. Um, this came out about a week ago, I believe. Um, and what's interesting is actually DeepSeek's model I've been using for a few weeks now, and it has been better than OpenAI. So I don't know. I don't know where they didn't see this coming. I feel like whatever tech oligarchs might have been like sitting there and be like, no, this is what needs to happen because we need to control AI, because that's going to be really the emphasis going forward is who controls it. So the U.S. is really trying to get that power. Um, which is one of the reasons why I want to go through and show you how to do these things on your own, because I think everybody should have their own LLM. Eventually, one day, I'd like to build a custom model that I could basically distribute, that each essential node would be its own AI agent, like they could talk to each other, but only the information that the user allows and that type of thing. So we have basically chat, a distributed AI model that basically says, "I'll give you this information," and then we're kind of basically only putting out the truthful information, right? Like if you only want to show this type of stuff, like you want to verify. I don't know, I don't know. There's some holes, but I want to build some sort of like self-replicating model that can individualize itself to everybody. So everybody would just have their own, and every model would be able to cooperate with each other essentially. Um, that's like a future thing, but like it is one of the goals I would like to do in my lifetime, or see in my lifetime, at the very least. So if anybody has that technical capability and wants more information, I'm more than welcome, or more than happy to give that over. Um, I get very excited when talking about like tech and the high level discrepancies with it. So anyways, let's see where my model's at. Um, so about 45 seconds. Oh, back to the AI stuff. So DeepSeek came in a few days ago with their R1 model. Um, sorry, I'm very slow with typing. Um, which essentially from what I understand, it takes, yeah, I'm gonna explore white paper, as much as that would be cool. So from what I understand from the DeepSeek R1 model, is what they've done is they've extrapolated the supervisor model. Um, a supervisor model is essentially a model that keeps track of what the model, or what the LLM that's outputting is keeping track of. So it basically supervises the output to say, yeah, this is correct, and like it's kind of a back and forth like supervisor mode. So, and what happens on the bottom node is it's called reinforcement learning, and it just basically writes itself out and tries to learn to by keeping um rewriting itself, like saying, um giving itself a question and basically saying this is the answer, and then reasoning out why it's the answer, and then keeping doing that to reinforce that that is the answer in its knowledge. And so what I believe they did was they increased the reinforcement learning and decreased the supervisor learning. to be able to optimize this model, because the supervisor learning is what takes up most of the GPU aspect, or not GPU, but the compute power of the AI. And so what happens is that's where all of your resources takes place. So they basically optimize the smaller model to need less supervision and therefore use less resources to be a better model. Um, I don't know if that explained that correctly. I would love for an expert to come on and like talk this through with me, because these are kind of concepts I love to discuss, and I'd love to know more information about this kind of thing. So, anyways, um, their model is like the industry standard now, and it's only been 3 days, and of course, all the tech stocks are getting hit because they're like, well, we just invested in all these companies that were charging outrageous fees, and then Deepseek comes out and just says, yeah, you can do this on nothing. Um, and on top of that, they made it open source. And this is kind of goes back to one of my my previous video where I said, like, I really think once ideas get out there, they're no longer these companies' ideas. Like, open source is the best way to drive innovation, to be honest. Like, throw weird solutions and dangerous solutions, but there's ways around that as well. I would rather have that information out there and have people who actually want to build, actually know and understand these things to build and grow these models. Making it open source and really throwing out throwing the guidebook to everybody and saying, here's what we did, you can expand on that, you can focus in on that. Like, you could take that model and then say, okay, well, I like this part of it and I like that part of it, but I don't like this part, and you can make your own. And that's the only way we're going to have these big tech revolutions, is by driving individual innovation. Like, people just want to build, people just want to like make their own shit. So like, it's it's nice to have it. And apparently I do not have enough memory for this model, so I'm going to downgrade and I'll be back at you. Okay, I figured this out. So when you come into here, you actually use the, or into your chatbox AI interface. You'll use the, here, I'll just pull it up a little bit bigger. You use the Olama API, and it points to your local host. And I'm assuming that'll point to the default, because I've got both of my models show up here, even though the 70 billion didn't work. So I'm just going to attach the 14 billion. We want it to be a little bit more creative, I think. Display. You are. Why? I cannot spell this. Give him my avatar. So we'll just go into pictures. Here we go. It's gonna be the weird Canadian chatbot. And advanced. We're gonna stick out of advanced for right now, so we'll just get him into this, and then I believe we can just do. I believe Deepseek. So yeah, our model is running. And you know, model. Again, I like that the thinking is in real time. You can see it come up. It is nice to showcase these kind of things. Bring this up a little bit. So it is running the R1 model. Great. So yes, this is how simple that was. Just to go over everything and wrap things up, what you'll want to do is you'll go over to um, olama.com and download whatever model you want actually to run locally. It's also got its own download, so make sure you do that. That's how you get it into the PowerShell application. Once that's downloaded, and you also have downloaded the Chatbox API, you'll go into settings and you'll change your model provider to the Olama, and it'll give you your local host address, and then you just select your model. And from there, it's simple, and you can run it on your own. So it's that simple, and you get all of the options as well. I believe if we go here, can I attach? So let's go to. And let's see what it can do. Did I kill it? Oh, no. Okay. Interesting. It reads it as the actual context from the API. Interesting. I also spelled analyze wrong. I'm sorry. I am very bad with spelling. Now it is a bit slower because it is running on my model on my local machine, which is also running the studio that is running the video software. So that's why things are a little bit slower. I'm sure once you guys try it out yourself, you can go and you wouldn't have these problems. I'm running quite a bit of software here to keep the engines of everything running on top of the business and some crypto mining. So yeah, but that was how easy it is. So yeah, do with what you will. And again, if any experts in any field want to talk about this stuff in coding and like these kinds of things, feel free to reach out. I'd love to pick your brain and get your input. This is my obligatory ad slash talk up section where I'm going to support local communities and things like that. So the first thing I want to talk about is the nonprofit that I run with my family. We support communities in Cuba. Say that 10 times fast. But yes, if you'd like any more information, we're a lot of love for Cuba.com. Link down below. If you'd like any more information or like to donate, please reach out. And just one more plug. This is the company that I run with my partner. We are Brico Creations. We are a 3D printing business. And if you'd like to support us, all the information will be down below. Thank you very much. It's time for Crazy Canadian Predicts. So this one's going to be a little bit morbid, but with everything going on right now, I'm going to predict that within the next week or so, we're going to have a Black Swan event of some kind. That's just the feeling I get. I would be perfectly happy to be wrong, but just the sentiment around things, here's hoping.